guys, OneH here, and I'm bringing you the first video for this channel. And what better deck list to start it off than a deck that actually can one-hit the opponent. That's why I also called it exactly as my name, because we have a nasty combo going on in this deck, and it's the Famished Paladin. It says Famished Paladin doesn't untap during your untap step, so that's kind of weird. And he untaps whenever you gain a life. So how can we abuse this? We got the Sorcerer's wand here. Equipped creature has this creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. And if it's a wizard, it deals 2 damage instead. But obviously the Famished Paladin is a vampire knight, so only 1 damage, but that doesn't really matter. If we get the equip off and give our paladin lifelink, which our deck tries to do, then we can create an infinite loop where we tap the paladin, deal 1 damage to the opponent, and because it has lifelink, and whenever you gain life it untaps itself, and we can go again for 1 damage. So how do we get the paladin to get lifelink? So we got the Sentinel's Mark. It's a new card from Ravnica Allegiance that barely seen any use yet, although I think it has some great potential against mono red specifically. So we can equip our paladin, and until end of the phase, until end of the turn, it gets lifelink. But we have to cast it in our main phase because it has flash, so we can use it as an instant usually. But if we want to get the lifelink, then we have to use it in the main phase. Second card, Squire's Devotion. Enhanced creature gets 1/1 and lifelink. So this lifelink holds forever, so that's basically the best card to give it to our paladin, because it has lifelink even more than 1 turn. And then another card on Serra's Wings. The problem with this card is it's a legendary enchantment. That's why I only run 2 copies, because yeah, it costs 1 mana more than this, and we only need the lifelink. Everything else doesn't really matter for us. Like, it's legendary, flying vigilance, that's nice, but not for our combo. So 2 copies of this. Then we run Dauntless Bodyguard 4 times just to protect the paladin, because we can sacrifice him to make it indestructible for 1 turn. This is especially good if the enemy runs removal like Kaya's Wrath in control decks, or also mono red against damage. Just protect it 1 turn, get the combo of one-shot the opponent. That's what we want to do. Then Healing Grace as well. Only costs 1 mana and protects the paladin potentially from a lot of damage against lava coils in like Izzet Drake's decks or mono red, obviously. We can just keep it alive longer. Then the Tithe Taker. The Tithe Taker allows us to cast, like, to make it harder for our opponent to counter our combos. So he has a harder time countering our spells because he needs to save up more mana, and probably nobody really expects the combo anyways. And also it's a 2/1 creature that has Afterlife 1, so it's already good on its own as well. Then the Sentinel's Mark, we already talked about that. Squire's Devotion, we also talked about this. And then 4 copies of History of Benalia. This card is just too good to not put it in a mono white deck. And yeah, with History of Benalia, Tithe Taker, Dauntless Bodyguard, And like Sentinel's Mark and those other cards, the deck can also win without the combo, which is pretty important because we are not gonna always be able to get the combo off, unfortunately. So yeah, those cards make the deck really strong on their own as well. It's not as strong as mono white usually is, but yeah, it still can finish an enemy off if we draw like a Tithe Taker and 2 Histories of Benalia, then we can definitely win the game by that. And then we also have 2 copies of Ajani. We can bring back the Paladin from the graveyard with his second ability, and we can put 1/1 counters on 2 target creatures. Like the -7 effect, we probably won't get that off very often, but the most important part is the -2 ability. If the Paladin goes to the graveyard somehow, we have 1 more chance to return it to the battlefield for 0 mana if Ajani is already on board, and then combo off. Like playing this costs 1 mana, equipping costs 3 mana, and Sentinel's Mark, for example, costs 2 mana, which means for 6 mana, if we have the Paladin on board or in the graveyard and Ajani on board, we can combo off. Otherwise, we most of the times use Squire's Devotion or Serra's Wings. And then in the next turn play the Sorcerer's Wand and equip it instantly and we win. So that's the combo, that's the deck, so let's hope we can get some wins. We are gonna go ahead and just play in the Mythic ladder and see if we can steal some games from our opponents. No Paladin yet, but definitely a keeper. We got History of Benalia, we got the Tithe Taker, so that's definitely a strong hand. Okay, looks like we're going against Esper. I have obviously no idea how we're gonna do against that, but let's see. He can't have a counter since I got the Tithe Taker, so I feel pretty good to play my History of Benalia there. He probably has the Kayas or the Cry of the Canarium anyways though, so it will be hard to win against this specific deck. But if we draw our combo, when we already have a lot of lands and maybe he taps out his mana, doesn't expect it, there's still a way to win, I guess. Because all we need is 1 turn. So I'm just gonna keep all the parts in my hand. This to protect my Paladin, this to protect my Paladin, and this obviously to give it lifelink for 2 mana only. There's the Sorcerer's Wand. Like it of course will get hard to get the combo off against Esper control, unless he does a stupid mistake. But all we need to find is the Paladin, and we got 4 copies of it in it, so let's see. Like he only has 2 mana left. There it is. Oh, but actually the Kaya completely destroys us here, because it can exile our Sorcerer's Wand. and this only gives lifelink for 1 turn. So I would need 6 mana. 6 mana I would need. So I need 1 more land. And then he also is not allowed to counter me. So I guess we can try. Gotta protect the Paladin once. If we draw a land, we actually win here. Come on, Esper control in Mythic. Give me the land. There it is. And it doesn't have the counter, it looks like. So we win the game. First game with this deck. I'm pretty proud right now. Pretty happy. He's probably not that happy. Like, there's pretty much no way that he should lose this matchup ever, but obviously he didn't ever see the combo, I guess. Because he always tapped out his mana and give him the good game. There we go, first game, first win. Let's head to the next one. Like, drawing the mana obviously was clutch there. If I didn't draw that one, probably wouldn't have another chance. But he tapped out his mana every single turn, so he definitely deserves to lose this one. It's obviously a pretty slow start, but 2 Histories of Benalia. There's no way I'm gonna say no to that. Looks like Esper control again, which is pretty bad, since I can't play my Histories now. Because he will for sure have the counter. Gotta let him draw. We just have to wait. Maybe he does the same mistakes as the last guy. I'm still gonna just wait. Let him chemister inside. There it is. But there's not much we can do. Like, this matchup should not be a win, I don't think, ever. Unless they completely tap out their mana and we get the combo off in 1 turn.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
So he only has 2 mana, so I'm definitely gonna play the Paladin here. He can't counter it right now. And I'm gonna force him to counter the Sentinel's mark, or his Teferi will get hurt next turn. Okay, he casts down. That's pretty bad for us. Like, that card is not the most useful in his deck usually, but here it obviously did a lot of work. But we still have the Ajani to get the Paladin back, and we still have 3 other copies of it. Still can't really play the History though. Like, if I have 6 mana, then he needs 2 counter spells till I can play one, but at this point I'll just have to play it, I guess, because the Teferi's already got 6 loyalty points. Oh, so he doesn't have a counter, or what does he want to tell me? Probably a Kaya's Wrath in his hand, or a Cry of the Canarium as well. Like, he probably has a lot of removal in his hand if he just lets this through. I don't believe he doesn't have the counter spell. Yep, another cast on.
Keep up the pace.
Yeah, I don't have time to wait. Let's just get this countered. Maybe we can get the Squire's devotion off. Okay, he really doesn't have a counter. I mean, I still don't really buy it, but 3 Chemisters inside, I guess he really doesn't have any. Let's just go ahead and do that, but if he doesn't have any counter spell, then what can he really have except for a bunch of removal? So probably getting Kaya's Raft here. And he also got the Search for Skanta already maxed out.
Let's skip to the good part.
Like, we definitely would need a miracle to not see that card, yeah. There it is. And that's probably GG, I guess. Will get very hard to win. Like, we need both the Paladin and our artifact. Keeping the Sentinel's mark, like if I draw the Paladin and the artifact the next 2 turns, I could play the Paladin once. If it doesn't get countered and doesn't get removed, I can combo off next turn. But yeah, the likelihood for that to happen is basically like 0, I guess. There's a negate also. I would not mind to see him use it now. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much reason to. So I guess we lose that one.
Do this lightly.
Not as hyped as the first game, of course. But still, I didn't expect to get the combo off ever or win a game in Mythic, so I'm already happy to win one. Let's just play one more. Maybe we can cheese out another opponent, and hopefully we're not against Esper control again. Like green decks or white decks should be better for us since they don't have so much removal. Let's just keep this, although it's not that great that I have 2 of the Sorcerer's ones. And yeah, never show it to your opponent first. You just wait till you have 4 mana and play it in 1 turn, and Esper control again, I guess. That's pretty interesting. Like, I didn't play against much Esper lately, and now suddenly 3 games in a row. That's pretty dumb actually, because counter spells obviously are really good against my strategy. So now I only need the Paladin, and a bunch of lands would also be nice. History of Benalia, rip. Doesn't really matter. Like, I'm happy to see that spell wasted on the history. That's why it's in the deck pretty much. Let's just attack. Like, he probably still thinks, okay, mono white, he didn't draw very well. That's what we want, of course. But do we want to play anything here is the question. I think we don't. I think we just keep the bodyguard. If we draw the paladin, we can protect it for one turn. Yeah. And again a Kaya. Not very happy about the Kaya.
Somebody bothering you?
Can remove our wand. It can remove this, and it can remove the bodyguard as well. Tithe Taker. That's not too bad. Now it's harder for him to counter our spells. But still, he got the Kaya on board already. But doesn't seem like he has a lot of lands either.
Really hope that banishing.
Which I don't mind. Esper control with only one blue source. I'm really happy. Like, every win against Esper control is a very nice win, right? Healing Grace unfortunately doesn't work against -1/-1 counters. There's another land, okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna attack Kaya here, just so she can't always remove our cards without being endangered. But with 4 mana we still need 2 turns to combo off. We can play the Paladin, play this, and then next turn play the Squire's Devotion, I guess. And then the Sorcerer's Wand. Okay, 5 mana. Still don't really want to play anything. I'll just Healing Grace if he deals some damage to me, since soon we have 7 cards in hand and then we have to discard anyways.
You're not welcome here.
But yeah, I would not mind to see a Paladin soon now. That's another land. Yeah. And he already got 2 blue sources, got the Search for Escanta going. So soon we will lose, I guess. There's the Teferi.
This isn't a fight you can win. No time for a break.
So Paladin, please.
Want something banished? Funny, that's
We need
what
the
I did.
Paladin, and then we need to hope that he doesn't put it back at the 3rd position. So yeah, pretty unlucky matchup 3 times in a row, and I'm only drawing lands. No Paladin, unfortunately. I don't think I can wait much longer with this. I'll just use the Squire's Devotion as well, just so he feels more inclined to remove it. with his Teferi, because now I can obviously play the Paladin, wait one turn, and this costs me 4 mana, this costs me 2 mana, I already got 7. So yeah, that would, so he would be dead in one turn basically, if he doesn't counter it and if he doesn't remove the Paladin. So it's not really in our hand. Pretty sad that we didn't draw it yet. And now he can just completely destroy a combo, probably sees what we got. If he can put 1+1 together, he maybe knows what's coming, or what could be coming. Nope. Not in the first 16 card, unfortunately. No Paladin.
Hurry!
Funny, that's what I do.
So we just have to wait and hope for a bunch of mistakes on their end, which probably won't happen. Or mistakes, like if they have counter spells, then it's pretty obvious what they have to do. The Teferi is already at 8 stacks, so we can just FF here, unfortunately. And since I want to get another matchup once, I'm gonna queue up one more time, because that's just too ridiculous to play against Esper Control 3 games in a row with a deck that exactly doesn't want to see Esper Control. So let's see what we can do with this hand. Against mono red. Okay. Like the only part that is missing is the Sorcerer's Wand and one more land. We can protect the Paladin with Dauntless Bodyguard, with Healing Grace, which both are great against mono red. If he tries to damage the Paladin instantly, I can use the just sacrifice the Bodyguard, and if he goes for the Bodyguard, I can just still sacrifice the Bodyguard. His spell goes to waste and the Paladin is still indestructible for one turn. So I'm just gonna wait, hope we draw the Sorcerer's Wand and be able to combo off and surprise him. Okay, History of Benalia, that's not too bad. It at least gets me some time to be able to draw the Sorcerer's Wand. And he probably will go ahead and start removing those, yeah. I also have the Ajani, of course, to get back the Paladin if he kills it, but the Steamkin and Experimental Frenzy is obviously a nasty combo. So we need to hope that he doesn't draw very well, but that's the best card he can draw right now. So he has 2 Steamkins, so he has infinite mana every single time. But the bodyguard is gonna die from the Chain Whirler, so we're gonna sacrifice it to make the Paladin indestructible at least. But yeah, that doesn't look very good. 2 Steamkins and a Frenzy. Three Steamkins and a Frenzy. He doesn't attack. There's the lifelink, but unfortunately no wand. So what are we gonna do here? We can play Ajani, but it will die. Doesn't really do anything, to be honest. Or actually it does. It could bring back the Dauntless Bodyguard to keep the Paladin up alive for 1 more turn, but that won't keep me alive with 9 HP. So I think I'm just gonna have to play the Sentinel's Mark and attack with the Paladin. Life. I'm just gonna play the second one. I'm dead anyways if he draws perfectly, but I mean he has all the options with unlimited mana supply. But he drew a land first, and that's also a land maybe, but still doesn't really give me the wand that I need. Yeah, I think I have to do this right now. Next turn, if I get the wand and if this Paladin is alive, it still has lifelink. So I could one-shot him. Obviously not gonna attack because he could just block and kill it. So we need 1 more turn like this, where he just draws into 2 lands. But I mean he could still obviously also just kill the Frenzy and play the cards in hand. I don't know if he realizes that though. That's very unfortunate. Gonna put a 1/1 counter on those. Like this Paladin doesn't really have any use anymore. Can't use the Healing Grace here because I need it for my only last hope. I think I still can't really go for the attack. I could obviously block 3 damage, which he probably doesn't think about, because this card is not very used by many players. But still, I'm rather protecting it some more damage if he goes for spells. And still, like, the wand probably wins us the game if we draw it. He still has the frenzy activated, but he has 9 mana here, 8 mana there. Yeah, there goes our paladin probably.
I will fight on.
That's unfortunate, and yeah, that's game. So very unfortunate that we didn't draw the wand again. Again, one missing part to the combo. That's unfortunately another loss. But to be fair, we won one game, and in this game we were pretty close. Like, we could have, if we would have drawn the wand, then we would have won the game. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, then please leave me a like and subscribe to our channel. And thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.